Well, the action continues here at X Games Aspen 2025, and we are ready to bring you a brand new event. First time it's ever been contested here at the X Games. It's women's ski street style. Hello everyone, I'm Jimmy Coleman, sitting alongside ski legend Maggie Boyce. We've got Kristen Beat out there in the field. I'm extremely excited about this one. First time it's ever been done. We get to showcase some new talent out here today, and this is all about the tech savvy, Maggie.
Yeah, like you said, this is the first time for X Games Street Style that they're actually giving out medals. And here we have Eileen Gu. I'm now calling her the Swiss Army knife of skiing. In her career, she has a medal in every event except knuckle huck, but she's coming off a recent street style win at Copper Mountain this past December, and she is such a strong rail skier.
Yeah, they only gave out 3 spots at that qualifying event there in Copper just last month in order to round out the roster here today. But going back to your point with Eileen competing in 4 different events this weekend.
I'm 26,
Here's our starting
and I come
lineup.
from Czech Republic. I'm Taylor Lundquist, and I'm 31 from Park City, Utah.
My name is Bella Bacon. I'm 20 years old, and I'm from Heber City, Utah.
Hi, I'm Eileen Gu. I'm 21 years old, and I'm living on campus at Stanford University.
Yeah, some other athletes that I really want to highlight is one, Taylor Lundquist. I'm a huge fan of Taylor. She is the only woman ever to compete in X Games real ski with an epic urban part, and she is a leader in women's street skiing. So I'm really excited to see what she has in store for us, along with this field of talented athletes.
Well, we'll talk about the format, we'll talk about the rail options on course here, but first let's check in with Kristen Beat down in the field.
Yeah, thanks, Jimmy. During practice yesterday, I noticed Eileen kind of gingerly walking to the sleds. I walked up to her and I asked, "Are you okay?" Because usually she's very vibrant and outgoing. However, yesterday she was withdrawn. She said during big air practice, she actually cased the landing on the jump, coming up 15 feet short. She bruised both heels, so today she's battling through that injury. She also told me yesterday that if she does drop an event, it won't be because of the pain. We know she can work through pain. We saw what she did in 2024 in Women's Super Pipe, but rather she's kind of mentally struggling this weekend. All the women have admittedly said that about this course being so technical. It's not just mentally technical, but also physically technical.
Thank you, Kristen. Yeah, Eileen starting it off at street style here. She's got 2 more events tonight. She's got super pipe and big air, and then she's got slope style tomorrow. So a big weekend for her. Rel Harwood coming off of a gold medal last night in knuckle huck. That was awesome to see.
Unbelievable. She gave us the nose butter 1260. I have never seen that from Rel or any other female in the field. The progression out here at X Games is always top notch.
So if you're wondering why did we see Rel's name there on the starting lineup, we break them up into 2 groups of 4. So this is a playoffs round at number 1. So what you're trying to do here, it's a 10-minute jam session, and only the top 2 out of each heat move on. So you got Teresa Korobova, she got a medal last night in knuckle huck, and then of course Taylor Lundquist, Bella Bacon, who had to drop out last night of knuckle huck, and then of course the quest for medals here for the weekend for Eileen Gu competing in multiple events.
I love that headline, 24 hours of Gu today.
She's Gu to go, starting right now. First order of business, she's got to get into that final. We started off with Teresa Korobova, first Czech women's skier to medal here in X Games, but she got that medal last night in knuckle huck. She starts us off here in street style.
She's got that tails on, front 270 out. One thing that I do really want to highlight, and Kristen did touch on it, how mentally and physically demanding this setup is. I mean, I've heard a little bit of, I don't want to say frustration, but this course and this rails, they're really challenging. And I think when I say the girls are a bit frustrated, it's just really hard, and they want to come out here and showcase their best tricks possible, and they felt like that's hard to do. But nonetheless, this is the best of the best, and we're going to see some great action.
So it's a 10-minute jam session. You see the time clock starts after we drop our first rider, so about 9.5 minutes left to go here as we take our first look here at Park City, Utah's Taylor Lundquist.
Taylor coming in. Like I said, she is the first and only female to have skied and competed in X Games real ski, and she just gave us her signature styly back swap. And one thing also I want to highlight and talk about is what the judges are looking for. Of course, they're looking at difficulty of the tricks, variety, and execution. But to hit on that variety, they're going to want to see all these athletes try different combinations, but I think a huge part of that, they want to see these athletes hitting all the features.
Yeah, you've got 6 different features, and you don't want to just focus focus on one or two. They want to see you spread it out, use all the different features here in the course of that 10 minutes. Look at Bella Bacon gapping it out to that stair set rail.
And like I said, that's kind of a unique variety. I was just going to mention Bella Bacon is another rookie in the field. She is known for her style and unique approach that we just saw to her tricks. She's an unbelievable rail skier, and she is a top leader now, younger, but is skiing so much urban, and it's really sick to see her segments come out.
Did you see how far she gapped out? She had the last bit of that rail right there. No scores in this one. It's just a live ranking, so that's what that means there. You see that line after that number 2 spot. That's the bubble. Only the top 2 move on out of each heat as we take a look at Eileen Gu's first attempt.
Oh my gosh, right there. So that was a big gap from the flat rail to the down rail with the front 270 out, starting us off with that big, yep, here we have it. We call that a picnic table. The good old picnic table gap to the down rail to front 270 out from Eileen.
So Eileen, the winner of that Copper Street style event in December of just last year, earning her qualifying spot to be here today under 8 minutes to go. Eileen jumps to the top spot here. We go back up to the top here with Teresa.
So Teresa showing us a variety, just doing a clean and smooth slide on the kink rail. I like to call it a kink rail well because it goes down and then it goes flat and then it goes down again. So, and here we have it. A perfect, just a butter, I like to call it a butter smooth slide on the kink rail from Teresa.
You got that last little bit of kicker on that second
It
part of the
we
down.
Call that
the 2 foot flat. It's just a
the
little
donkey.
bit.
We call it the donkey kick. And to be honest, it can get kind of brutal if you're not expecting it.
So Taylor Lundquist and Eileen Gu in the top 2 spots as of right now. That was Taylor Lundquist.
Yeah, so Taylor opting for the concrete guardrail. And let me tell you,
The Jersey barrier.
the Jersey barrier, I love it. And adding in that front swap over the chain, that is so technical and really scary. I mean, yes, for those out there that might not slide rails, they're like, whoa, they're sliding on metal, but concrete is way harder on your skis, and it's really easy to catch an edge.
That just jumped her up ahead of Eileen Gu, so they trade spots here. They're still in the top 2 spots as we take a look at second attempts here for Bella Bacon.
You
Gapping out
are
again.
kidding! That was massive! The massive disaster 270. And once again, what I really love about this trick is that she's going from the opposite, a takeoff from an opposite rail. And so it's being so creative and so stylish. I love seeing that. So her first run must have been a warm-up to see if she could make the disaster.
That jumps her up into the top 2. That puts her in the bubble spot there. That's the key. It's only the top 2. There's 2 heats of 4. Remember, the top 2 from each heat will go on into the final. In a 10-minute jam session here, judges, as you keyed on, overall impression. They want to see how well you do in the span of this 10 minutes. Variety is keying up on to the wall ride with a massive exit.
Yeah, the first lady we've seen hit the wall ride. And that was so epic. Oh, I love to see the smile on the face. You really, I mean, the on to that rail is such a high consequence. You really have to use your legs and pop up on there. And then she finished with the back 270 out.
So Eileen Gu trades back into that top spot as we are under 6 minutes to go, working our way towards the halfway point here. This is playoff group number 1 out of 2 here.
Teresa just doing the backslide on that, or sorry, tails on to that down rail. And she did the tails on earlier to front 2, so I don't think that's exactly what she wanted. You know, she's kind of stuck to just kind of 2 rails. I think we need to see a little bit more variety out of her if she wants to jump up the leaderboard.
Yeah, you've got about 6 or 7 different features out there, so variety is going to be key here.
Oh, so we did see Taylor already do that trick, but she was trying to add an extra rotation out of that rail, so upping the difficulty. And here we have it again, called urban on back swap, and we call it a back swap because it's blind, and you could tell right at the end there that she wanted to add an extra 270 rotation out.
That reaction shot was priceless there. And so we're at we're just under the halfway point. So it's still Eileen Gu and Taylor Lundquist in those transfer spots.
All right, I mean, I wonder what's up next from Bella. Is she gonna give us something new here? Oh, no way! That was epic!
Gapping out into the wall ride.
It was almost like a kind of a Tokyo drift onto this little up rail.
I love the
and then
reference.
doing the back 270 out, but tapping the wall ride. I mean, we have not seen that from any of the females. I mean, once again, I told you, Bella has such unique style and approach to her tricks, and we're probably not going to see anything like that from the other females.
So she was in that number 3 spot. I mean, this is tough. I mean, you got 10 minutes to get out here and put down your best stuff to impress the judges here. And with only half of the field getting on into that final. Oh, Bella jumped up to the top spot. That's the first time we've seen someone other than Eileen and Taylor in those top 2 spots. So Bella Bacon jumps up into the number 1 spot with under 4 minutes to go.
And then here we have Eileen with a switch on, front 270 out. And yeah, I just think the variety and the difficulty that Bella has brought to the table so far, we have not seen anything like that from the other ladies. And I mean, we still have a decent amount of time on the clock, but it's gonna be hard to beat, especially if she adds on new tricks. All right, just another lip slide. Seems like she wants something more. She's done that trick the last 2 times. So I'm curious to see, she probably just hasn't really felt quite as locked onto the rail as she could be.
Yeah, the body language kind of said it all there. She skied away. We're working our way towards 3 minutes left to go here. It's Bella Bacon and Eileen Gu looking at those 2 transfer spots for playoff heat number 1. Taylor Lundquist.
Oh, so you could tell she was going for that front switch up, but not quite getting the rotation. That's a trick, a stock trick for Taylor, so I'm sure she'll give it to us on her next run. But love that she's going for it, and love the smile too. Love to see it. Now, sliding rails and medals is fun.
The clock is going to start to become a factor here as we are at 2.5 minutes left to go. So the hits keep coming quick because there's only 4 of them here in each one of the heats. But the question now is how many more runs are they going to get? Bella Bacon, she was on the outside looking in and finds herself in the top spot here.
I wonder what she's gonna have for us here. Is she gonna try and clean it up? Does she know where she's even on at the leaderboard?
Well, they have to ski in order, so with her taking a lot of this time, right? I mean, the clock continues to run here.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
I didn't think about that, because sometimes your typical rail jam is you're hiking up to the top.
Yeah.
So whoever gets up there first, well, you know, you can get as many runs as possible if you're going fast.
I mean, that just took almost, that's 30+ seconds that just moved off the clock right there.
Is this a strategy for Bella? Oh, man.
I don't know. I don't know if the rest of them are aware of that right now, so here we go. With Eileen left to go, we'll go back up to the top of the runner with a huge transfer.
Yeah, Bella giving us a little steezy, shifty off. Knowing her, I know she's going to want to do a big rotation off of that massive wall ride.
She might only get one more chance at it here because we still have Eileen, and then we go back up to the top.
Yeah, here it is. Ah, I love the big shifty, styly air, but once again, knowing Bella, she's got a lot of big rotations, and we'll see if she has another chance to do it again.
Well, the good news for her is she was in that top spot prior to that, so top 2 moving on. Yeah, look how much time's gone by now. So we're at 1:15. Eileen's going to go, and then we go back up to the top of the order. So this could possibly, after Eileen, this could possibly be the last round of runs here for playoff heat 1.
Yeah, wow, these 10 minutes are flying by. Nice, Eileen. All right, the second female to hit the concrete barriers, doing a front swap just like we saw Taylor Lundquist do. Here it is again.
Watch out
Big front swap. You gotta gap that.
Yeah,
There's
the
a chain
right there.
You do not want to hit the chain. Oh my goodness.
So we're under 40 seconds. So going back up to the top of the order, I've been told this will be the last round of runs. So the last chance here for Teresa and Taylor to try to jump up into that top 2.
There we go again. So I think, once again, love the style, love the tricks from Teresa, but she's just been sliding kind of those 2 down bars and then kink rail. And the judges, like I mentioned, they're looking at variety of tricks, but also the variety of features that you're gonna hit. And unfortunately, Teresa just hasn't really shown it. It looks like she's trying to get a specific trick on that rail.
You know what, but congratulations to her. Silver medal last night in Knuckle Huck.
Yeah, that was huge. Oh, backside switch up, looking like she was trying to keep it to switch, maybe. But once again, that's a signature trick for Taylor. I love watching her do that. Here it is again. Getting up on that rail. Back swap. Yeah, looking like she was trying to stop her momentum and just keep it to switch, but wasn't quite able to do so. It's a very technical trick.
So we don't see the names change here. So with 2 skiers left to go, time has run out. We finish out the run order here. So Bella Bacon and Eileen Gu are the last 2 to go, and those are the names that are sitting in those top 2 spots. So
they're going to be on to the final.
Punched their ticket into that final.
Yeah, I don't know if they're aware of the clock, huh?
Doesn't matter now. Time's out.
You're right.
Now
you're right.
Now you can really lay low. But yeah, the last go around when she was waiting to go and was talking it over there, That took up probably a good 45 seconds right there. I'm not sure that anyone else down there was aware of that little scenario.
Like I mentioned, traditional rail jams, it's just kind of a whole free flow, so maybe they're just not thinking about it, but you would think, you know, maybe everyone else in the field is kind of nudging Bella to drop.
She's hiking a good ways up the hill there to get some extra speed. She's gonna go for that gap to wall ride again here.
I think we're gonna see a rotation out of this. Yes.
There you go. You called it.
270. I knew she wanted a little more out of that. So stylish, so steezy. Hopefully she gives us the back 450 out in finals. Here it is again. I mean, that's a massive gap. Do you see that?
Yeah.
That's why she was hiking back up to the top. If you don't get the right pop and you miss the rail, I mean, your body is slamming into that.
So that'll all come down to this last run here, playoff heat number 1. Your winner of the qualifier in copper for X Games Street Style, competing in 4 events this weekend, Eileen Gu.
Oh, going for the switch 270. Wow, but slipped out a little bit, but she's all right. Stoked to see her go for that, and she'll have another chance to dial that in finals.
That was just a dry run there. She had already earned her spot in the final, so no big deal right there for her. So we'll see Bella Bacon and Eileen Gu, the first 2 to earn their spot into the final. 2 more riders, 2 more spots up for grabs, I should say, in the final. Who's gonna get them? We'll find out when we come back with Women's Ski Street Style Playoff Heat number 2. Welcome back, everyone, to an action-packed day here at X Games Aspen 2025. Brand new medaled event here for this season. It's Women's Ski Street Style. We have completed playoff heat number 1 out of 2. There's 8 total athletes in the field overall. We break them up into 2 heats of 4. They get a 10-minute jam session. The top 2 from each heat advance to the final. Then in the final, they get another 10-minute jam session, and we're handing out some medals. And it's ranking based on overall impression. Eileen Gu and Bella Bacon have already earned their spots into that final from heat number 1. Jimmy Coleman here sitting alongside with Maggie Voisin. We got Kristen Beat out in the field, and well, let's meet our starting lineup here for heat number 2. Got Marion Balsamo there, X Games rookie, Eleanor Andrews, Rel Harwood coming off a big performance in Knuckle Huck, and of course, Olivia Oslin. Who are your favorites here in this heat?
You know what? I want to highlight the rookies here. We have Eleanor Andrews. She is the youngest rider in the field. She qualified for X Games by finishing 2nd at the December 2024 Street Style Pro. I'm so excited to see what she has in store. And I also really want to highlight all the street riders out here today. These are the girls who have all filmed street segs or currently filming them, like Taylor, Bella, Olivia, Rel, Teresa, Annie. I mean, it's such a cool aspect of skiing that you don't usually see here in the X Games, and I'm super excited that they've brought street style here.
Well, that last shot that you saw right there gives you a good indicator of the different rail features and obstacles that are available here on the street style course. You got about 6 to 7 options, but you know, let's talk about that overall impression. We keep using that term. Explain to the fans at home, what exactly are the judges looking for when we use that term?
So first and foremost, of course, like difficulty of the tricks, but also variety. And when I mean variety, it could be different combos, it could be 270s on, 270s out, switch ups, but also to look at all of these features. The judges want to see you hitting as many as you possibly can, doing different variations, and of course also execution is a huge part. You want to nail it.
Yeah, look at that stair set right there. You've got that down flat down with that little flat part at the end there on the rider's right on the left hand side. You've got that straight down rail, the fence, if you will, for lack of a better term. You got that tabletop or the picnic table feature to a down rail. You get the Jersey barriers, these daunting concrete things over here with a chain linking up the second one to the third one right there. If you don't gap that out properly, that's going to spell out some problems.
You're absolutely in trouble.
And I love that wall ride as well.
I mean, there's so many options on this course, and it's so cool. I love the setup, but I will say some of these females have said that it is mentally and physically demanding. They're short, they're tight, and when that's the case, sometimes it's harder to do your stock, or not your stock tricks, but your best tricks. So I think that's been a little bit frustrating for these ladies. But in Heat 1, I mean, they absolutely crushed it, and we have a stacked 4 girls in heat number 2, and I'm excited to see what they have to offer and who goes on to finals.
Well, you can see right there, it's a sellout crowd here at the Inn at Aspen. People packing in here at Aspen Snowmass for a big weekend here for X Games Aspen 2025. And yeah, strategy, going back to what you were just talking about, you only have 10 minutes. You have 10 minutes and there's only 4 of you is what I meant to say. So, I mean, the hits come pretty quick. I mean, after you take your run, you got to quickly hop on the sled, get back up to the top of the course and then your run's coming up pretty quickly.
Yeah, 10 minutes absolutely
it seems like a lot, but it's not a lot of time with 4 people. I mean, it goes.
It totally does.
So X Games rookie Marian Balsamo to start us off. She was at that copper qualifier for this event back in December 2024. She finished 3rd place to earn her spot to compete here today.
Starting off on this down rail with a front swap to forward. That is such a technical trick because you're totally reversing the direction of your body on the rail, not off the rail, on the rail. So here we have it, urban on, straight slide, and here's that boop, front swap to forward.
Well, as we go through this, if you weren't around for playoff heat number 1, no scores, it's just a live ranking. You'll see the names move around as we go through this 10-minute jam session here. Another one of our X Games rookies here. It's Eleanor Andrews.
Eleanor with the big front 270 out. I mean, to be a rookie here at X Games, this is what you dream of. X Games is the top of the top, the best of the best, and to be out here riding amongst all these veterans and all of these incredible street riders, I mean, it has to be an honor.
The youngest in the field out here on the women's side of things is just 17 years old.
Oh my goodness.
So here comes Rel Harwood. She had a huge performance last night. Walked out with gold in women's ski knuckle huck.
I actually had a chance to talk to Rel right before this event, and I said, did you get any sleep last night? Because her excitement and energy after winning knuckle huck was top notch. And she just told me today, you know, she's feeling the buzz and she's gonna keep that momentum rolling. And all she really wants to do in street style right now is to just have fun.
Well, that fun vibe put her in that number 2 spot here. So you'll see that line underneath the number 2 there. That is the transfer spot. Only the top 2 move on. So we take our first look at Olivia Oslin.
Oh my goodness, so stylish. So the 270 on and then keeping her body and landing switch. So you see this here, 270 on, getting her tips up and over, and then stopping the direction that her body wants to spin and keeping her body in landing switch. I mean, it's super, super technical to do that. Your body just wants to keep rotating to forward.
That moves her up to the top spot after round 1. So we go back up to the top. They have the ski in order. So here comes Marian Balsamo sitting in that number 2 spot right now.
Sliding that down flat down, and then that donkey little feature right at the bottom, just kicking her into the 270. Woo! Like I said, that can sometimes be a really abrupt transition.
You're going to brand that. Tom and I are going to have to start calling it that when we get into the men's ski street style later on. All right, so it's Olivia Oslin, Marian Balsamo. Those top 2 spots, Rel Harwood sitting just on the outside looking in.
All right.
Lots of time left to go here, though.
Yeah, just starting off. All right. Oh, my goodness. That is the first time that we've seen a female do a switch up on the kink rail. I mean, that is so technical, but it's also really cool because the kinks in the rail also kind of help you propel a rotation, but still so technical. And I think she has another rotation to finish it off, so I hope she does that.
So that overtook Rel Harwood. That'll jump her up 1 spot. But again, it's only the top 2 that move on. There's that Jersey barrier. She hit that thing at speed.
You need to. Like we mentioned, that chain is no joke. And as I mentioned, oh yeah, here it is. See, there you can see that chain and how you have to gap that. So yes,
there's the appreciation factor of what could go wrong there.
Right?
And when we call it a Jersey barrier, I mean, that's typically what it's called in skateboarding. We're not picking on people from New Jersey, yeah.
I love it. I did not know that, so I'm learning something new.
Just giving to a shout out for my people from the Garden State here.
So, yep, the Jersey barrier there again. That's what I'm going to keep calling it. Olivia trying the back swap there. Getting it, but looks like she just kind of under-rotated, caught her edges, and slammed a little bit, yeah.
Took a good hit on that left shoulder.
A little hip, too.
So it's still Olivia and Marian in those top 2 transfer spots. Keep in mind, only 2 move on out of the 4. It's half the field. It's a 4-skier final here. Bella Bacon and Eileen Gu from E1 already in.
Oh, going for that backside 450. I almost said 540. 450. Sorry, everyone. Love seeing it. That's a really technical spin out of a rail that doesn't have that much drop. Not quite getting it, but love to see it. And the one thing though, she's just kind of been hitting those same 2 rails. I think the judges, like I mentioned, are gonna wanna see that variety, but she's clearly got all the different tricks that she's trying, and the judges are rewarding her for that.
So it's still the Marion Balsamo and Olivia Osselin party here as we take another look at Eleanor Andrews. Just losing an edge there and taking a tumble.
Switch on, yep, and not quite getting that last rotation.
So
But she's up, she's on her feet.
We are almost to the halfway point here.
We weren't lying, this clock goes by
It's
super
quick.
fast.
The hits keep coming. Gapping it out, Jersey barrier and speed for Rel Harwood.
I mean, I think that could bump her up into the top 2. She's shown us a lot of variety, and that was such a clean front swap over that chain on the concrete barrier. What do we call it again? The
Jersey barrier.
Jersey barrier.
There's 3 sections of that too, and they've got differing heights, and that chain in the middle is
and
it's frightening.
It's frightening.
Makes me nervous.
Concrete is harder to slide than metal, for sure.
That bumped her back up to 3rd, but still not enough to crack into the top 2 there.
Oh, there we go from Olivia, getting that back swap on the Jersey barrier. She kind of under-rotated on her last one.
See, just saying that, it's got a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
It's really fun. And here it is. So when I say, once again, back swap, front swap, you can tell that that swap is a bit more blind, and the front swap, you can see the entire way. So technically, you know, some people favor the front swap or the back swap, but the back swap is technically harder.
Back to the top of the order with Marion Balsamo here with 4 minutes and some change to go.
Oh my goodness, that was so impressive. Front swap, front 270 on the down rail. I mean, that could bump her into first. That's such a technical trick. So well done. I'm looking at this score, trying to see. Maybe that'll keep her in second, but
yeah,
I mean, that's only going to help her, the variety within her tricks.
So far, with the 6+ minutes that we've seen, it's just been Marion and Olivia in those top 2 spots for now.
Yeah, Rel is going to...
And Eleanor.
I don't know what Rel is going to have to do if she wants to bump up, and Eleanor too, but once again, just keep riding, keep doing your thing, and you never know.
Well, we kind of run into the same situation we had here in heat number 1, taking some time to get set up for the next hit. The time's ticking down. That clock does not stop.
Oh, going high speed into this wall ride.
Gapping that one out.
Oh, love to see it. Yeah, you really have to go high speed into that rail. It's a big gap on, like you're going to see right here, giving us the straight slide. And once again, I feel like Eleanor wants to give us a rotation out, but sometimes it just feels comfortable when you know you have multiple chances to try to just do a straight slide, know you have it, and then go for something bigger on the next one.
We mentioned she's an X Games rookie, also a new member of US Ski Rookie Slopestyle team as of September of last year.
Here comes
Rel
Rel.
Harwood just on the outside looking in. She's onto the wall ride.
There with the front 270 knocking on the door. I mean, I'm glad I'm not a judge because I have no idea if that's going to move her up or keep her in that 3rd spot. But still, so impressive. Look how high they have to jump. And that was a really steezy front 2.
See if this is going to do it. I don't know. The name didn't move, so it's still Olivia and Marion still holding on to those top 2 spots here. They have been in the driver's seat throughout this whole jam session.
So there you have Olivia doing the wall ride again, the same trick that we just saw Rel Harwood do. But we haven't yet seen Olivia slide the top of the wall ride, so adding, once again, variety, just locking in that 1st place spot even more.
Yeah, just trying to make her case to get into that final and maybe saving some surprises, keeping the trick selection close to the vest, if you will, going into that final.
I mean, if your name hasn't moved from the top spot, you don't want to show us all you have.
Everybody just got the snow shower there in the corral after that one.
Oh, back 270 out of the down, flat down.
Under 2 minutes to go here. This could possibly be the last round. We'll have to see how the time game plays out here in playoff heat number 2. Again, Eileen Gu, Bella Bacon from heat number 1. They are in the final. The top 2 from this heat will transfer on into those last 2 final spots. This could be the last attempt here for Eleanor. We'll see.
Just a little more than a minute. Where is she in there? Yeah.
She's at the bottom. She's in that number 4 spot.
You're right. Okay, yeah, this could be the last run. See what she's got. Coming in, switch. Switch on. You could tell she maybe wanted the front 270, but switch on to forward. Hey, once again, when you're a rookie out here, to just be in the X Games atmosphere, I mean, a huge congratulations. She's only 17 years old, so we're going to see a lot more from Eleanor in the future.
I mean, there's 2 left to go in the run order. If they get through this quick, there's 37 and counting down. If we get through these next 2 runs, and there's still time on that clock, they could get another round of runs here.
Front 450?
Oh,
yes!
Rel Harwood.
So sick. That's the biggest rotation that we've seen from the ladies today on the massive and tall wall ride. Jumping on up here.
Look at that
sliding,
gap.
and then see, spinning over her front shoulder, so that's why we call it the front 450 out.
So will this be enough? Oh yeah, we're gonna run out of time here because
right,
we
6
still
seconds.
have so no, it's still the names haven't changed, so it's still Olivia and it's still Marion. So
all right.
I haven't heard the official word yet in my ear, but this could possibly be it. With this time just ran out.
Let's see what Olivia has to finish it off. She's in that top spot, so just showing us, though, she's got a backside 450, no problem. Oh, my goodness. I had heard this from the athletes that the landing off of that feature was really close to the fencing.
It's an opportunity to get up close and personal with the fans out here at Buttermilk. So
but
that is it. Time ran out.
it.
I was told that that was the last round of runs. Oh, yeah, that snow fence comes up
it's
quick.
right there. But, I mean, the judges won't deduct her for that. She stomped that trick.
It doesn't matter at that point because with that
She's
being the
all-
last
you're
run,
right.
yeah, she was already in. So Marion Balsamo and Olivia Oslin are going to earn their spot into the women's ski street style final. They will join Bella Bacon and Eileen Gu. So we will do this all over again. It'll be one more 10-minute jam session to determine who is going to walk out of here with the first ever set of women's ski street style X Games hardware. But we'll see how the strategy unfolds. Some big stuff here in playoff heats number 1 and 2. It's not done yet. We've got one more final jam session to go. We'll have the conclusion of women's ski street style when we come back to Aspen Snowmass. Another epic day here at Aspen Snowmass as it plays host to X Games Aspen 2025. We are on the quest to hand out our first ever set of ski street style hardware. It's women's ski street style. We had 2 playoff heats of 4. The top 2 moved on into the final. We have one more 10-minute jam session before we hand out some gold. First time street style has ever been contested here for ski at the X Games. Overall impression is what the judges are looking for in that jam session. You've got 6 or 7 different options to choose out here on course. Maggie, the judges want to see you use everything. They obviously want to see style. They want to see creativity and difficulty of the trick, but talk about spreading it out and using all the different features on the course.
Yeah, so once again, to touch on variety, like the judges are going to want to see different combos, but they want to see you hit all features. You know, I think that's kind of where Bella Bacon, I think, in the first heat really took an advantage and got herself into that top 2 because she hit every single rail, and we saw that from the rest of the field. So now that it's broken down to 4, I mean, this is going to be a tough contest.
Yeah,
But only 10 minutes.
These are your finalists. On the left there, it's Eileen Gu. This is her first of 4 events competing out here on the weekend. She's coming off of a big win at the street style qualifier in Copper Mountain back in December. You got Bella Bacon. She was out of heat number 1, and she was doing these big gap out transfers into that wall ride feature. Then from heat number 2, you got Marion Balsamo, and it was the Olivia Oslin show out there. Those 2 getting the top 2 spots out of heat 2.
Yeah, so Olivia last night in Knuckle Huck, she couldn't quite put it down last night. So I think she's really coming into this event today with some fire. I know she would love to come home with an X Games medal in street style. And of course, you want it to be gold.
Yeah, she missed the podium last night, but by just 1 spot.
We were talking about it, the chocolate medal. No one wants the chocolate medal, not here at X Games.
I love when you drop that term. It's so awesome. And
Well, it's because I've gotten a lot of chocolate medals in my day.
So we started off with Eileen Gu, and like I said, she has got 4 different events after this. She's got 2 more tonight. She's got Super Pipe coming up under the lights tonight, and then she's got to cap it off with Big Air tonight, and then she's got Slope Style to cap off the weekend. I mean, you want to talk about a full roster.
We called it the 24 hours of goo.
So there we go. We're kicking it off. It's a 10-minute jam session. She's going to hang on a no. She washes out at the end of that one.
Once again, with the overall impression, you can have a couple bobbles, but overall, we need to see that variety from you, and that execution has to be flawless. 1 bobble, maybe 2, you know, might not hurt your score, but also depends how the other girls are doing out there and what they're throwing down.
Yeah, and as we said before, the 10 minutes, it goes pretty quick, and with just 4 of you in the roster, I mean, your time to go keeps coming up pretty quick here. The clock management was a issue at a couple times there in both the playoff heats. And
it's looking like they're taking their time in the final, too.
Yeah, Bella Bacon. So I don't know that they're aware that that clock does not stop unless we have a course hold with something wrong with the features or if there's an injury timeout.
I mean, all of these girls are competitors. I think they knew if the time was an issue, they'd be dropping as quick as they possibly could. So Bella dropping in next for us. I hope she starts out with that big disaster 270 that she gave us in Heat 1, and I think she is. Yep.
Gaps it out.
Oh, so sick. Not quite getting it as well as she did in the first heat. I think the judges are going to want to see her get that a little more clean. I mean, that's a huge gap. So impressive. But as you can see there, her tails just nicked it. You want to make sure you're hitting that rails right under your boots and showing the judges that you are locked on. So unfortunately, as sick as that is, I think we're going to need to see her clean it up.
So here we go with the first attempt here in the final for Mariana Balsamo. Another one of our X Games rookies coming out of that copper qualifier. She finished 3rd place out there.
I love seeing rookies in finals. It makes me so stoked. They bring a whole energy to X Games. And I mean, you really have nothing to lose when you're a rookie, so you might as well give it all you have.
So Marion jumps into that number 2 spot. Olivia Oslin
Oh!
Does she hang on?
I mean, that was a new variation. She didn't do that. Like we mentioned, she was kind of maybe holding back a little bit in the playoffs. And right here in the finals, showing us she's got more going on. So we just saw the back swap from her in playoffs, and then she added that front 270 out. Once again, might need to get it a little cleaner, but I love the progression in this final.
So it's Bella Bacon and Marian Balsamo holding on to the top two spots, and Eileen Gu looking at a potential bronze medal as of right now. No, and she takes that is rare to see.
Kind of crazy. I thought she landed it, but she might have been just enough on her edge that her ski popped off. It sounds crazy, but sometimes you want the ski to pop off, and then there's other cases where you're really frustrated that it came off. And on this one, I don't think it should have come off. But her skis did hit together there pretty hard.
Yep.
So with 10 minutes, you're thinking 4, possibly 5 attempts right here. She's in a medal spot as of right now. And it's Marian Balsamo that's sitting on the outside, looking in here in that number 4 position.
And here we have Bella Bacon. I think she's going to go for that disaster 270 again and show the judges that she's got it a bit cleaner. See if she's got it right here. No! Oh my God! She's like, I'm just going to... Yeah, but she added an extra rotation, so instead of just going back and doing the 270, she's like, I want to show the judges and everyone watching that I've got the 450 rotation on to that down rail.
Okay, Marian Balsamo in here for attempt number 2.
I don't think that's quite what she wants. We saw her on that rail do the front switch up to front 270, so I kind of have a feeling that's what she's going for. But this trick is technical. You have to really be locked on, and I think right there you could just tell she was a little bit off and didn't have that front swap.
So look, the time's going by quick. I mean, we've already gotten rid of 4 minutes here. We are at 6 minutes left to go here now and counting down. Women's ski street style final.
All right,
so Olivia Oslin sitting in the top spot as of right now.
270 on, continuing 270 out. Such a technical rail on that down rail. Love to see it. She is showing us that variety. I mean, she's hitting the down rail. She hit the concrete guardrail. I'd love to see it. There's a 270 on, continuing to easy money.
So, wow, look, Eileen Goon has now dropped down to 4th. So Marian Balsamo in that last run, she bumps up into the medals right there. So we're coming up on the halfway point. So it's Olivia Oslin, Bella Bacon, and Marian Balsamo, and Eileen.
I mean, that's
sitting in the bottom.
She's got to be frustrated. I mean, Eileen is such a competitor. All of these girls are such competitors. But you know when Eileen, she didn't land those first 2 attempts. That's got to be super frustrating, but if anyone can pull through, I mean, it's this girl right here.
Well, yeah, with overall impression, though, I mean, it's going to take more than just one hit. You got, overall impression. That's the factor out here with the judging.
I keep forgetting the clock is just ticking so fast. I'm thinking these girls have more time, but they don't.
I just want to grab the live event mic and yell, the clock doesn't stop.
Go, girls, go, go.
I need Pete Arneson and Brad J to let him know that the time is a factor right now.
Switch 270. Coming out forward. Hey, I mean, her skis stayed on that time, so that's an improvement. But you can kind of see it. I don't think that's exactly what she wanted. And once again, with that clock running down, yeah, see?
Oh, she clipped the backside of the wall there coming off.
So she didn't get the full rotation, so her legs just kind of split. Sometimes that's what happens.
And that jumped her back up into bronze.
All right, there we go.
Okay, so the first part of that's done. When you have 2 falls the first go around, you put one down here with less than 4:45 left to go here.
450 again. Oh my goodness.
Hangs on, a little bit of a hand drag,
I mean, execution-wise, not the cleanest 450 on I've ever seen Bella do, but
stayed
no
upright.
other girl is doing
Look
that.
at that.
I mean, so they have to be rewarding her for the difficulty.
Double hand drag, but how'd she get herself upright
I
out of
mean,
this?
that is so impressive. Once again, no other girl is doing that. No other girl is doing that, and the judges, I think, will reward her for that. So, yeah, staying in second. That makes sense. Olivia had a little bit cleaner tricks. Let's see what Marion has for us here.
Yeah, she was in the top 3. She now finds herself back in that number 4 position. So it's Olivia still sitting in the top spot for now.
Front 270 out of the kink rail. Once again, I don't think that's quite what she's wanted. We've seen her do the front swap front 2, which was the most technical trick she flew through in playoffs.
Well, Marion overtakes Bella Bacon.
All right, I mean,
put her in silver. Gap it out to the wall ride.
Big 450 out, backside 4.
Snow shower for I think Kristen just got the brunt of that snow shower there.
We're protected here in the booth, Jimmy.
That's what happens when you're down in the trenches. You're going to get a face full of snow sometimes.
So sliding, popping up onto that rail, sliding it smooth, and doing a big back 450 rotation out and stomping it. Look at the crowd. They're hyped.
Well, that's the dry side of the crowd. They didn't get the snow shower.
They didn't get the spray.
They didn't have to wipe their sunglasses or their goggles off after that one.
Oh, here we have Eileen. So she went for the switch 270, continuing 2.
Well, with 250 and counting down, they should get another run.
I think so. I think so. From what we saw in playoffs.
I'm not an expert on time, but it looks like we'll get another run here.
So here we have, looks like Bella's switching it up. She got the 450 on, maybe not as clean as she wanted, but she's noticing, hey, I haven't had much variety elsewhere in my tricks. I need to hit another feature. And this was such a sick and steezy trick that she showed us in the playoffs. I'm happy to see it again here in the final. Is that gonna bump her up?
Looks like it will not. As we go back to highlighting Marion's name, she was in bronze. She's jumped up to silver to that last run.
Oh my goodness, going for the front swap, front 450 out. You know, she hasn't landed the front swap front 2, but she's like, I did that in the playoffs. This is the X Games. I'm going for the 450. And obviously right there, under rotating just a little bit, but I love to see her going for this trick. 450, if she can clean that up, I mean, that's gonna lock her in.
No one's been able to take that top spot away from Olivia Oslin. I was just about to say, it looks like they've started to speed it up a little bit, but now taking their time again as we're coming up on 90 seconds left to go here. First ever women's ski street style final. Olivia's the last to go in the order, so after this run, they will get another round once for sure, but that'll probably be it.
I'm super curious to see what Olivia has in store for us.
People watching all the way from Norway saying insane tricks tonight. You are absolutely correct. The women representing here for the first ever medaled event. Street style for ski here at X Games.
And
some
Olivia.
Eileen Gu fans out there in the crowd. I love the signs. There's some creative ones out here today.
Yeah, what was the best one we saw? But here we have Olivia with that front swap on the concrete barrier. She did the back swap on there, but wanted to show the judges and us. She also has the front swap.
Okay, so we are under a minute. So this should be the last round.
So it looks like
for Eileen Gu onto the wall ride. Oh no! She had 3 falls here in this final.
Oh wow, yeah, I hope she's all right. Oh, that did not feel good.
Well, we talked about this earlier too. When you come off of that feature there, the snow fence comes up pretty quick.
Yeah.
She lost the ski, ended up ditching both the poles and just trying to slow yourself down before you end up into that snow fence.
Yeah, and that rail is super tall. I mean, that's a long ways to fall.
Yeah, it's hard to tell when you're looking at it on a TV screen, but that feature coming off of that, I mean, you're coming down to a big transition with a very, very short run out. And then also with the cloud cover too, I mean, kind of the same issue, not to the extent that we saw on slopestyle, but still, you know, visibility, like all the colors just kind of blend together, especially when you're rotating.
Yeah, we call it flat light. Oh, Eileen, I'm happy to see her get up because, I mean, she has 2 more events tonight, and
then one
Super
tomorrow.
Pipe also being her best event, which is up in a couple hours.
And she's got 2 tonight, and the 2 tonight are back-to-back.
They are, you're right, they are back-to-back.
She's gonna go straight from pipe and then go get her head wrapped around big air tonight.
But once again, she's tough. She showed us last year, you know, she skied with that hip injury, and she wrote on her hand, pain is temporary, so.
Yeah, pipe, that was a huge one. Then she ended up in the booth on the men's side of things later on. She's an all-arounder. She does it all.
She does. The Swiss Army knife.
So time has run out. We finish out the run order here. Bella Bacon on her last attempt.
Yes! With a big 450 out, backside 450. Yeah, Bella's really showed us a lot of variation. And here it is, that massive gap on, and then the beautiful backside 450 from Bella Bacon. We haven't talked about her last name, Bella Bacon. That's an incredible last name.
It's the best last name out here on the weekend. That last name is Sizzling. So she's going to jump up into silver. She was in bronze. She's going to overtake Marian Balsamo there. Marian's going to get a chance to answer back here.
Going for the backside too, so we talked about that little kick at the end of that rail, and I said sometimes it can kind of get you a little lost. It can be a little surprising. But I love to see the hand pump.
Well, this is it. So with time running out and Olivia being the last to go here, Eileen's out. So that means the podium's set, and Olivia's going to get a victory lap here. She's going to walk out of here with the first ever women's ski street style gold. I don't know if she's aware of that yet.
I'm not sure. But I mean, once again, I'm so excited to see. She got that chocolate medal last night in Knuckle Hug. And like I said, she came out today wanting to get a medal in X Games and wanting that gold. And here it is. Oh my goodness! Victory lap, and just showing us why she's one of the best rail skiers in the game. So stylish. Shout out to Olivia. So excited to see you win this event.
She got a Knuckle Hug gold last year. She had to settle for one spot on the outside looking in last night, and she comes into street style. First time it's ever been contested here at the X Games, and she's gonna walk out of here with Aspen 2025 street style gold as we send it down to Kristen.
Olivia, congratulations. You were all smiles throughout that event. Were you having as much fun as it looked out there?
Yeah, for sure. I think rails is my favorite things about skiing, so yeah, it was super fun.
How did you find the intensity this course demanded of you today?
It's really difficult. There's a lot of really hard things. It was hard to figure out at first, but I don't know. At the end of the day, we're just here for fun, and yeah.
Olivia, you showcased your style. You did an amazing job. Congratulations here, earning gold in the inaugural running of women's street style at X Games. Congratulations, girl, let's go!
So the women of ski putting on a technical clinic out here today in street style. What a performance out here today by Olivia Oslin. Actually, all 8 of the women in the field out here today.
All 8 of these women, absolutely, Jimmy. And I am so, so excited that this event is in X Games.
She was your Knuckle Hug gold medalist last year. She didn't walk away with any hardware in that event last night, but here in the first ever ski street style, she's gonna walk out of here with Aspen 2025 X Games street style gold. It's Olivia Oslin.